Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome you to the Charlotte Motor Speedway for race number 12 of the 2015 NASCAR Spring Up Series season. We're live here from Charlotte, getting ready for race number 12 of the year, the longest race of 2015 for the Cup guys. Kurt Busch, the 2010 winner of this race, will lead the 42-car field down to the green flag. On the outside is number 20 of Matt Kenseth. Row 2 are the Team Penske Fords of Joey Logano in the number 22 and Brad Keselowski driving the number 2. A special paint scheme for Brad this weekend, just like last weekend, and more of a retro Rusty Wallace paint scheme. And then the number 4, Kevin Harvick, two-time winner in 2015, will start 5th, with rookie Ryan Blaney getting a great run in qualifying. He'll be 6th. Denny Hamlin, last weekend's All-Star winner, 7th place, alongside most popular driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the number 88. 19, Carl Edwards in the Subway Toyota, and the 31 of Ryan Newman, third in points. Running out the top 12, Martin Truex Jr. and Kyle Busch also made it to round 3 of qualifying. So that is all for the pre-race news, at least starting grid-wise. Right now, Jeff Gordon, your winner from Kansas 2 weeks ago, is your point leader. 7 points on Matt Kenseth and 9 points on Ryan Newman. So far, we've seen 8 different winners in 2015. 3 drivers have already has already punched their ticket into the chase for 2015. Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, and Jeff Gordon. Will somebody else do it today? Will it be Kenseth? Will it be Kane or Vickers? Anybody? We'll find out in just a couple of moments. But first, here comes your starting grid for today's Coca-Cola 600. Is now making a way down in turn number 1. Kurt Busch does not have a win in 2015. 16th in the standings. Almost had the race won at Kansas 2 weeks ago. Remember that wild finish that took out Kurt Busch and Denny Hamlin, 2 drivers who were getting set to get their first win of the year. But Kurt Busch gets held up by a lap car, and that allowed Denny Hamlin and Casey Kane to get by. And it appeared that Hamlin and Kane was going to battle for the win until Josh Wise, who got turned by Cole Witt off turn 4, was stalled in the middle of turn on the center of the front straightaway, and Hamlin and Kane both ran right into the number 98. The win went to the 24, Jeff Gordon. So now the 41 and the 11 are still on the outside looking in and making the chase in 2015. Matt Kenseth, your winner from Martinsville earlier this year, on the outside of the front row. Completing the field, the number 44 Travis Quapple and the 23 of J.J. Yaley. But up front, Busch and Kenseth gets us underway. We're underway for the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte. 40 laps of racing begins right here as the door-to-door went down into turn number 1. And Dale Jr. already making a 3 wide on rookie Ryan Blaney, the 21, who goes right against the outside wall in turn 1 and 2. And Busch clears Kenseth, but now Logano to the inside of Kurt Busch, bringing the 4 Kevin Harvick with him. Kurt trying to find the momentum on the outside lane, a 3 wide for second place off turn number 4. Harvick on the inside of Logano. Kenseth clears Logano. Looks like Logano might clear Harvick, heading down into turn 1. And then back here, Hamlin getting a real big push from the 19 of Carl Edwards. Right now, all 4 of the Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas are up inside the top 10, with Kyle Busch in 10th place. Ryan Blaney started 6th. He's now 12th in the 21. Keselowski on the inside of Dale Jr., who's on the inside of Logano. Jr. and Brad makes contact in the tri-oval. Now Brad goes to the inside of his teammate Logano in the 22. Now Edwards makes it 3 wide in the 19. Carl, one of those drivers who does not have a win in 2015. Edwards ran yesterday's Xfinity race, finishing 5th in that race. And he also does have an Xfinity win for Joe Gibbs earlier this year at Talladega. But Kurt Busch, Matt Kenseth, Kevin Harvick, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Carl Edwards right now in top 5. And Keselowski, Logano, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex, and Ryan Newman, who is continuing to have a strong 2015 season for RCR. Look back outside the top 10 right now. Kyle Busch in the 18th. 11th place, Jimmy Johnson and his teammate Jeff Gordon, 13th. Then 14th place, AJ Allmendinger and Casey Kane. Ryan Blaney makes it 3 wide. Close together coming off turn 4, 3 wide. Now Blaney drops back to the outside of Jamie McMurray and Brian Vickers, who's moving up in that 55 car. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 17, Casey Mears. Clint Boyer on the inside of Chase Elliott. And Carson Flagg, I believe, is out, as we saw a lot of smoke. No, but Carson's not out, but anyway, looking back here, we actually saw that number 25. Yes, that is Chase Elliott, son of Bill Elliott. Right now running 29th, right in front of Sam Hornish Jr. in the 9. Chase ran yesterday's Xfinity race, finished second to Denny Hamlin. Trevor Bayne in the pink Advocare Ford on the outside in that number 6. Then Brett Moffitt, Michael Annett, and Cole Witt, your top 35. Alex Bowman, J.J. Yaley, Jeb Burton, Brendan Gaughan, and David Golan. Matthew Benedetto and Travis Quapple. That is how the field looks right now. And we saw a lot of that smoke on the back straightaway. I'm wondering if it may have come out for the 38 of David Gilliland. And look at all the hard racing up front, or in this pack right here, beginning with 19th place, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Ryan Blaney, who's dropping like a rock. Now Casey Kane moves to the outside of his teammate Jimmy Johnson in the 48. Right now, the guy who really has the most momentum is Denny Hamlin. Remember, Denny won last weekend's All-Star race, getting $1 million. And also, Hamlin won yesterday's Xfinity race for Joe Gibbs Racing. And now we have a new guy up in second place at 4 of Kevin Harvick. Was taken second spot away from Matt Kenseth, but now Matt moves back to the inside. Carl Edwards follows him in the 19, but not so fast. Here comes Keselowski to the inside. Outside line seems to be working a little bit good, not that bad, but we have a caution on down in turn 1. The 14 is around. Tony Stewart in a 14 has spun around down in turn 1. That will bring the caution out for the first time today here on lap number 9. Possibly made some contact with the 15 of Clint Boyer in the second in the showdown race last weekend. Advanced to the All-Star race. So Tony Stewart, who is right now being shown 23rd in the standings, has brought out the first caution of the day. Let's see how it happened. Well, first, remember that all that smoke we saw down the back straightaway? Right here, Justin Allgaier is going to turn the 38 of David Gilliland. Does a 360 spin coming off turn 2 down the back straightaway, but does a nice job getting it refired and jogs away from that. But the caution did not come out for that. It came out when the 14 of Tony Stewart is going to later on get contact from somebody. And right here, Sam Hornish Jr., Ricky Stenhouse. Well, no, that's not how it. Up here with Clint Boyer in the 15. It's like Boyer gets turned up in the outside wall by Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 17. It's like Ricky might come down into Tony Stewart. Yes, he does, and Stewart gets turned on the nose of the 9 of Sam Hornish Jr. Stenhouse drives away, so does Hornish and Boyer and Stewart. So not really no major contact with the 14, just lost some pretty good number of spots right there. We got Jarvis come down pit road under this yellow flag as well. First guy off pit road, the number 4 of Kevin Harvick. Can he get win number 3 in 2015? Matt Kenseth, Kurt Busch, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Carl Edwards, who top 5 here at Charlotte. Time to go back green here. Lap number 14 of 40. Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch, Stuart Haas Racing make up your front 2 spots, followed by Matt Kenseth, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Carl Edwards. Then the Team Penske Fords of Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano, Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, and Ryan Newman, your top 10. Paul Menard, Casey Kane, AJ Allmendinger, Jeff Gordon, and Brian Vickers, your top 15. Jimmy Johnson, Jamie McMurray, Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, and Kyle Larson, your top 20. And we have a smoker in the back. Is that Trevor Bayne? It is. Up in smoke goes the number 6 of Trevor Bayne. Trevor Bayne running full-time in the Cup Series. Rookie of the Year contender. Well, not really a Rookie of the Year contender, but first full season in the Cup Series, and his run in the Coca-Cola 600 goes up in smoke. Trevor is 19th in points, having the best year out of his Roush teammates. Trevor 19th, Greg Biffle 22nd, and Stenhouse is 27th. But it looks like Bayne will finish last today in 42nd place. Going back to green here though with Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch, and Matt Kenseth, your top three at Charlotte. And the green flag is back in the air. We're back on the way. Now Kurt Busch, we saw him able to hang on to that lead. Can he get it back from his teammate Kevin Harvick? He dives to the inside as they enter turn one. Side by side for the lead. Here comes Kenseth, and Earnhardt makes it 3 wide. Off turn 2 comes the 88 of Junior, the 20 in the middle. Here comes Edwards in the 19. And Harvick getting swallowed up on this restart. Already almost outside the top 5 in 1 lap for the number 4. As they're side by side for the lead. Here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the number 88. Harvick now coming up through the middle. He goes to the inside of Matt Kenseth. Here comes Junior and Edwards in the 88 and 19. Oh, sideways off turn 2 is Ryan Newman and AJ Allmendinger, but the battle continues to be up front. Edwards to the inside. Here comes Keselowski. Junior jives away. He gets out of that hornet's nest behind him. Now, Kurt Busch clears the 19 of Carl Edwards. But not so fast. Here comes Carl fighting back on the inside. Did Carl Edwards learn something in this race from the yesterday's race that's helping him in today's race? Right now, Carl is 8th in points. Hasn't really been close to victory lane yet this season. Oh, Kenseth on the inside of Kurt Busch. They're really getting close together coming out turn 4. That is where the trouble's going to start happening if they don't be careful. Casey Kane, probably the biggest mover since the start of the race. Almost up inside the top 10 after starting outside the top 15 in that left master Chevrolet. So right now, Junior in front of the 2 Joe Gibbs Racing teammates of Kenseth and Edwards, who continue to battle hard for second place. Kurt Busch on the outside of the 19. Kenseth enters turn 1 a little bit higher than the 19, but can he get the run off turn 2? And we have the 42 of Kyle Larson in pit road. Larson on pit road for an unscheduled pit stop, and it was a valve issue on the number 6 of Trevor Bayne. So Larson will fall 1 lap down. Right now, Kyle Larson is also 10th in points, so this could be a bad points day for that number 42. Battle second continues as those Joe Gibbs Toyotas will not end this battle. Here comes Kevin Harvick in the 4 coming back strong on the inside. Remember, Harvick let us back on the green, but he did not even lead coming off turn 2. That 41 got on the inside of Harvick on that restart. And that 4 car went back in a hurry. Ronnie Jonas, his crew chief, probably gave him a little bit too much wedge and really hurt the handling on that 4 car. Now Edwards clears second place or third place. Kenseth almost up I'm getting tongue tied. Kenseth almost up in the outside wall down there in turn 1 and 2. Now Harvick and Kurt Busch battle for third place. And it's tennis. Oh man, quad contact, and Kevin Harvick gets turned down in the grass. And he comes right up into Paul Menard, and the contact is going to be made. Oh, can everybody not run into the 4th? Kevin Harvick. Carson flag waves for the 2nd time of the day. 17 spinning Ricky Stenhouse Jr. They're all kind of running into each other. Alex Bowman has some ruin damage. And they're all running into each other back here. And oh, Kyle Larson just rear-ends the 44 of Travis Kvapil. And look at all the damage on the 42 of Kyle Larson. You see the damage on the 7 of Alex Bowman. Caution comes out though for Kevin Harvick, and a lot of damage on the 27 of Paul Menard. We're getting 2 wins earlier in the season. Allows you to race hard in the remaining races, and right here it's going to happen right here with Kevin Harvick and Brad Keselowski making contact right here off turn 4. Harvick tries to give Matt room, but comes down on the nose of Brad Keselowski and goes to the number 4 of Kevin Harvick, spins through the grass. Brad makes some contact with him on Paul Menard, the real loser right there. And somehow I thought the 24 Jeff Gordon was going to run right into that 4. Harvick does a nice job, though, of keeping that car up high. And then down here in turn 1, Stenhouse runs right into his teammate Greg Biffle. Almost turns the 66 of David Reagan around. And there's Jeb Burton and Yaley making contact. Right here, Kyle Larson is going to run right into the back of the 44 Travis Quapple. Remember, Larson came down pit road earlier, or not so long ago, and lost the lap, and now Larson is out of the race with a oil leak issue on the 42. We'll be back right after this. Going back to green here on lap number 25 of 40. 15 laps remaining at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the longest race of the year, the Coca-Cola 600. So far, 24 laps in the race. This is what we've seen so far. Other than the great racing we've seen up for the lead, Trevor Bayne blew up under caution, and then we just had a crash that has taken out the 42 of Kyle Larson and the 27 of Paul Menard. And Menard was running up inside the top 10 when the crash occurred. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Carl Edwards, and Kurt Busch, Matt Kenseth, Joey Logano, and Martin Truex Jr. your top 6. 5 of the top 6 have not been in victory lane yet this season. Casey Kane, Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, and Jeff Gordon. The 3 guys who have 2 wins this season, the 4, the 2, and the 24, goes together. And we have issues on the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. 48 slow on the inside lane. And it appears that he is coming to pit road this time by. So, Jimmy, who is right now 11th in points, he will fall back a little bit more after this race. Brian Vickers moves up. Kyle Busch, McMurray, Almirola, Blaney. I'm back. But up front, Junior and Edwards gets us underway, and look at that 4 car. He is off pace. And this could be a real issue for the guys behind him. And here comes McMurray. He gets by. Dillon, Hornets on the outside. They get by. Allgaier in a 51 is going to come up on the 4 Harvick very quickly. He has to get out the gas. So can he get on the inside of him down the back straight away? Pushing him down as he has Stenhouse, Brett Moffitt, Tony Stewart, all lined up on the inside lane. Michael Annett on the outside in the 46. Here comes Allgaier. Almost gets turned and all of them make contact. Allgaier gets sent through the grass, comes back up the track into Brett Moffitt in the 34. Keep it together, but they are losing so much time and so much spots as Cole Witt's been able to get by. Annett's been able to get by. Jeb Burton's in the outside wall down in turn 1. You think for the reigning series champion, he would get out of the way, and he's still holding up Brett Moffitt and J.J. Yaley. But now Moffitt and Yaley both going to be inside. Yaley almost turns Brett down in turn 3. And side by side for lead comes the 41 of Kurt Busch. The 19 falling back of Carl Edwards. But up front, Kurt Busch gets by Jr. for the lead. Kurt Busch out in front now. Dale Jr. back to second. Matt Kenseth third. Casey Kane and Martin Truex your top 5. Logano, Carl Edwards, Brad Keselowski, Jeff Gordon, and A.J. Allmendinger your top 10. And Jimmy Johnson has took his car behind the wall. Something with a tire or mechanical problem for the 48. So Johnson will finish 39th. And Alex Bowman has been on and off pit road in a 7 car. He is now 1 lap down. Battle for 4th place now. Carl Edwards and Martin Truex Jr. ganging up on the 5 of Casey Kane. Can Edwards get around the 5 coming off turn 4? And will we see another pit stop in this race? We have 12 to go. Top 2 have not won a race yet in 2015. Looking to get that first win right now. Kurt Busch entering this race. He's not even in this top 16 on the chase grid. Kurt's Right now 17th in points, or 60th in points. And the rubbing doors down the back straightaway. Truex, Carl Edwards, and Casey Kane. Right now, Matt Kenseth and Kane trying to get a second win to officially lock himself a spot in the chase. Matt to the inside of Kurt Busch. Remember back in 2011, Dale Jr. almost won this race, but ran out of gas off the final turn on the final lap and lost that win to Kevin Harvick. There's Harvick all the way down in 36 spots, make that 37th. And Harvick, even though he has 2 wins, he is 17th in points. That's how bad Harvick's season has been if he's not winning the race. Battle for the lead now. Kurt Busch on the inside. Harvick's teammate trying to get the win. Now Edwards clears Kane. Now to the inside of Matt Kenseth. Logano right outside the top 5 and 6. Truex Jr., Keselowski, Gordon, and give a call to AJ Allmendinger up inside the top 10 in that 47. Ryan Newman, Kyle Busch, Hamlin, Almirola, and Vickers. Sam Hornis, Ryan Blaney, Austin Dillon, McMurray, and Clint Boyer, your top 20. Casey Mears, Chase Elliott, David Reagan, Greg Biffle, and Michael Annett. Justin Allgaier, Tony Stewart, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., David Gilliland, and Cole Witt. Brett Moffitt, J.J. Yaley, Jed Burton, Brendan Gaughan, Travis Kvapil, Matty Benedetto, Kevin Harvick, and Alex Bowman. That is how the top 38 looks right now. Battle for the lead once again, and old Kane right on the left rear corner, pin on the 19, pushing him down the front straightaway. And Carl Edwards getting a pretty good run now on the 88 of Junior after he's getting a push on the 5 and getting a draft off his teammate, the 88. That will allow Carl now to get to the inside of the 41, but right up ahead is lap traffic, the number 7 of Alex Bowman. Junior, oh, here comes Curry, gets run on the outside. He's going to get the 88 loose as they come off turn 4. Here comes the 7 and the 4. Man, this is going to be hell down here. Remember, Kurt lost to win at Kansas due to lap traffic. He goes to the outside. He's going to get held up by of all jobbers. It's his teammate, Kevin Harvick. Now to the lead comes the 88 of Dale Jr., Carl Edwards, and Casey Kane, your top 3. Logano and Joyce, we got trouble down in the back straightaway. And it's Kevin Harvick in the 4. Deja vu, just like Kansas Speedway, the race down there. Caution flags going away with 5 to go. Dale Jr. has the lead. Carl Edwards, Casey Kane, Joey Logano, and Martin Truex Jr. That is your top 5. The caution comes out with the 4 of Kevin Harvick after he gets turned, possibly by his teammate Kurt Busch, as he was just in the way. It's like he doesn't know how to get out of the way. Here comes all these guys. And here comes Kurt Busch, and it's like Brad Cage is not going to have any of it. Turns Harvick down into the inside wall, and Kyle Busch really fortunate that he did not run into the 4, and Vickers came real close to running into Harvick as well. So we will stay out. The guys will stay out. We will not be going down pit road. And we should be able to get back to green with at least 1 or 2 laps remaining. Just depends how long the caution will last. We will have at least a 2-lap shootout, if not a white 1-lap shootout. And yes, we will have 2 laps. We will get the green flag, then we will get the white flag, and then we will get the checkered flag. But when we go back green, whatever flag comes out next, that will end the race, and they will race back to the line if needed. And Dale Earnhardt Jr., can he get win number 1 of 2015? He's not won a race since Martinsville in the chase last year. Carl Edwards in the 19. Subway Toyota. Still looking for his first win with Joe Gibbs Racing. He got his first win with JGR at Talladega in the Xfinity Series. But he wants to get that first Cup win right here in the Coca-Cola 600. And then third place, Casey Kane. Started all the way back in the field in the 5. He won at Phoenix earlier this year. Can he get by the top 2 and get his second win of 2015? And then Joey Logano trying to grab his first win. His teammate Keselowski, he has 2 wins. Logano, 0. Will that change today? And give a call to the Furniture Row Racing Chevrolet team, Martin Truex, single car team, based out of Denver, Colorado. Right now, Truex up inside the top 5 to have a great finish. He's right now 15th in points. And then Kurt Busch, 2 races in a row, he will lose a win due to lap down cars or just off-pace cars. Coming down to the green flag, we're back underway. Casey Kane, I think, is going to be the real deciding factor on who wins this race. If he dives down to the inside of the 19, that will help him and the 88 win the race. But here comes Logano. That's what Carl wants to see. He wants to see that 22 battle that 5, so the 19 can maybe do something with the 88. But the 19 does not want to see the 22 get on the inside of him. Carl opens up the inside. Here comes Logano. Kane get on the outside of the... stay on the outside of the 22. The 88 pulls away. Dale Earnhardt Jr. out in front for the final lap here at Charlotte. Carl Edwards, can he chase him down as we have some guys coming down pit road and a crash back here. Newman, Biffle, and Vickers. And with their still wrecking, Sam Hornish and they're upside down. That's Clint Boyer in the 15. They're racing back to the line. Junior and Carl Edwards first and second. Coming down turn 4. Junior Nation is going to victory lane. Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins the Coca-Cola 600 after a big crash here on the last lap, which has taken out 2 of the NWR Toyotas, 3 of them actually, David Reagan, Clint Boyer, and Brian Vickers. But Junior, your winner, Carl Edwards, Casey Kane, Joe Logano, and Kurt Busch. Matt Kenseth, Martin Truex Jr., AJ Allmendinger, Jeff Gordon, and Kyle Busch, your top, actually no, it's Brad Keselowski, your top 10. So what a crazy race to complete the Coca-Cola 600, and the racing here at Charlotte is over. Now, the NASCAR Spring Up Series and the NASCAR Xfinity Series and the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series will be live from Dover International Speedway next weekend on the Monster Mile. A third time in 2015, all 3 series will be racing at the same track on the same weekend. And here are your official results. Denny Hamlin. Expect a little bit more speed out of that number 11 Toyota. Not meant to be. He is 11th. Kyle Busch, Eric Almirola, McMurray, and Austin Dillon. Great run for the H. Scott Motorsports Chevrolets of Allgaier and Annette, Stenhouse, David Gilliland, and Tony Stewart. Brett Moffitt, Chase Elliott, Casey Mears, David Reagan, Travis Quapple, your top 25, and Ryan Newman involved in that last lap crash. Clint Boyer, Brian Vickers, Sam Hornish, and Ryan Blaney. Greg Biffle, J.J. Yaley, Cole Witt, Jeb Burton, Brendan Gaughan, Matty Benedetto, Kevin Harvick, Alex Bowman, and the 48 on down did not finish the race. And 32nd place, J.J. Yaley on down to the Benedetto and Bowman, I believe. They came down pit road on the last lap, and Newman, Boyer, Vickers were all in that last lap crash. But at the same time, we're not going to show the replay, but that is all here from the Coca-Cola 600. And coming up next will be the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series live from the Dover International Speedway, the Monster Mile. So stay tuned for that race. Congrats to Dale Earnhardt Jr. as he joins his 2 other teammates, Jeff Gordon and Casey Kane, as winners in the 2015 NASCAR Spring Up Series season.